Soundstripe.
Trying to get a lot of dough. Anything is possible. Turn me up in the headphone.
Soundstripe.
Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all.
Welcome back to the XandO Sports Show. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley. And a lot's been going on in the sports world, especially mine. I'm helping out with the girls basketball team and actually trying to train some athletes for the next level. It's been good. It's been pretty good to start on that type of level to get them in their rawest state. So, like I said, hopefully it goes well. But get into the other sports. Prime time is out of JSU. That was one of the biggest topics of this week. I've been seeing it all around. People have been having negative thoughts and positive thoughts, but here are my thoughts. So, first of all, congratulations to Prime Time. He went to Jackson State, area where he's very familiar with, a team, and a program that needed his help. What did he do? He went in with his charisma. You know, people say it's arrogance. I say confidence, because if you can back it up with your play, then it ain't cockiness or arrogance. So basically, he went in right around COVID season. The team he had, he used. Now, I think they had a short season, from my understanding. They played okay, and they played with fire underneath him. They wanted to play for him, which is a hard time when you get a new team. Sometimes they have to buy in. Those guys bought in immediately. So what ended up happening was, of course, he started building his program. His son was in high school. I think his name is Shiloh. He came to play for his dad. He was a 4-star quarterback, could have played almost anywhere, but he came to play for his dad. Safety from South Carolina. His other son came to play for his dad. Now, like I said, when those two kids came to a HBCU, top tier talent, I felt like more talent was going to come to HBCUs. And they ended up getting, I think his name is Travis Henry, the number 2 overall athlete inside of the NCAA. He chose them over Florida State. Now, when I saw him building this program, I'm looking like, it's about to be monumental. I love what he did. He got the kids funding. He got the kids NIL deals. He got them the same thing they would get at a bigger school at a historically black university. He had no problem with it. All of it was legal, from my understanding. You have a great season last year. You've come up short. So what ended up happening is he ended up playing the lower of the talent pool for Big D1. They got smacked, but that shows that they just weren't ready for the big stage yet. They can beat everybody on their level, but when they come in against the big D1 AA guys, not so much. But, he got back to work. This year they had their first undefeated season. Had a great season, and, going to a bowl game, doing well. So the thing is, they was like, well, why is he leaving? His job is done. He got that school up and running. He got the sponsorship there. He even got, I think he worked out a deal so that FAMU could get their names on their jerseys next. He helped out a whole lot of teams in the SWAC. So he's not SWAC because he's leaving. That's fine. He put someone else right behind him that can take over and be just as good. Now, as for Colorado, they're getting a heck of a coach. He's going to bring funding. He's going to make sure they have their NIL deal so they can be just as competitive when it comes to recruiting. I love the fact that he's going to Colorado. They ain't no big name school. And if he turn them around, he's going down in history as one of the greatest to ever do it. So, why is people hating on him? I don't know. I love it. I think that JSU is going to always have open arms for him because he built their program from scratch. They didn't have a whole lot. Now they do. So, moving on, especially staying in the college world, DJ Ugalele, I think that's how you say it, from Clemson. He needs a fresh start. As soon as Trevor Lawrence left, I felt like he was not that good. He had a couple good games during that year when Trevor Lawrence had to be out. But I think that he's going to have to pull a Kelly Bryant. He's going to have to go. He can't beat the kid out that just played the other day. And somebody can use his talents. Now, he could be one or two people. Either he could be Kelly Bryant that goes to Missouri, don't play well. Or he can be like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts actually went to a team that could use his strengths. And they covered up his weaknesses and showed him how to play football. He did well. That's the type of coach he's going to need. Now, whatever happens to him after that, I don't know. But good luck to him. He's not going to play again in the Clemson jersey. So, moving on to the playoffs. Playoffs? I can't believe that Michigan, TCU, Georgia, and Ohio State are in the playoffs. Now, at the beginning of the year, everybody said, oh, Alabama's going to be back. Alabama's going to be back. No, they don't need to be back. You lose 2 games the way you did this year. No, you don't deserve it. No, a 2-loss team does not belong inside of this playoffs. Now, of course, they're going to branch it out to 12. My expertise, my opinion on that is stupid. You want to branch the playoffs out for 12 games. A, you're risking more injuries. 2, they don't need to be 12 games. There's already enough bowl games. If you win 5 games, you're almost in the bowl series. So I don't like it. But they got to get Alabama in there somehow. So now they got to move it to 12 games. That's my personal opinion. So you got Michigan taking on TCU, Georgia taking on Ohio State. Now, I really feel like Georgia could beat Ohio State up front. But we're going to find out how good their secondary is for Ohio State. Michigan, they nasty on defense. But they run their hard-nosed run game on offense. So I feel like it's going to be a good matchup. But I got Michigan in that one. And I'm going with... You know what? I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to think Ohio State's going to upset Georgia. If they can get their offense going and put Georgia on their heels, I think that they could possibly win it. Let's go with the upset. Now, I could be wrong. That's what we watch the games for. But moving on to the NFL. All right, we got my Eagles smacked the Titans. Derrick King Henry took a loss to us, and I felt great. I went to a parade, threw out some candy to some kids afterwards. It was great. The fact that my Eagles shut down that running game, there was nothing in the air for them. And to be honest, the Titans' run game was what I was worried about because we've been a little suspect against the run against certain teams. So we took care of business. However, on our offense, we got A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown actually came from the Titans. He showed out and showed up. A.J. Brown, I had my suspicions about you. Never about his talent. More so about the fact, could he stay healthy? And I'm hoping he does. So, A.J. Brown, applause to you. He showed out. That secondary had nothing for him. Every time we saw one-on-one coverage, we went for it and we went deep. He went for a double move, and the corner stood in front of him. He blew him up. He ended up out there in the end zone by himself. This dude is a freak of nature. Now, I never knew who was better between A.J. Brown and DJ Metcalf, but A.J. Brown is making a good case for himself right now because I want to say they played at the same college at the same time. So, Jalen, I feel like in the heart of hearts after this game, he is MVP worthy of the conversation. Can he keep this up? I hope he can because I would love this for an Eagle to bring home the MVP trophy this year, especially offensively. Everybody gave him all this slack about, well, can he throw the football? Well, he's in a run-first offense. Well, he threw for 300 plus the other day, and I think he's done it twice this year already. He stays inside of the offense. He's not trying to overcreate things. I think he's playing very well. He's not playing with a whole lot of mistakes. The games he had played mistakes, he turned around and rebounded the next game. That's why we're 11-1. Can he keep that pace up? I don't know. But I'm rooting for you, Jalen. Keep all the negativity out of your circle. Next up, Chiefs and Bills are battling out for the top dogs. I think it was a very competitive year in the AFC. I feel like the Chiefs and the Bills are who gonna be in the AFC Championship. That is my personal opinion because I don't think nobody is going to beat them two. They are a dominant squad. Andy Reid is doing his thing. Josh Allen, hey man, I said some things a couple years ago and I didn't feel like you were that good. Hey, you're that good. Keep it up. There ain't too many times I'm wrong about quarterbacks, but hey, he done his thing. He got in the lab. He got a lot better. And I'm proud of you, Josh Allen. He's playing well. And he's playing like halfway injured. That's showing his toughness. But let's go over the top dog leaders in the NFL. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is leading the NFL with 3,808 yards passing. Now, I said before the season started, Patrick Mahomes will still be fine without Tyreek Hill. He has Andy Reid still. He's okay. And guess what? Clearly, it shows. He's throwing for 3,800 yards, and we still got several games left. Next is Joe Burrow. He done snuck up past Josh Allen with 3,446 yards. Good job, Joe. Try to, do that back-to-back year off the NFL Super Bowl loss, but, it's okay. Josh Jacobs is now leading the NFL with 1,303 yards. He had 200 yards last game. Nick Chubb has jumped up in second with 1,119 yards. Unfortunately, Derrick Henry didn't have a good game because he played the Eagles defense, but I think he'll be back on pace next week. Of course, the next top dog in receiving, Tyreek Hill. He has 1,379 receiving yards. He does not have Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes does not have him, but they both are on the top in their rankings. Like I said at the beginning of the year, they both will be fine. They split up as a marriage. Tyreek is still top dog in receiving. Patrick Mahomes still top dog in passing. They didn't make each other. They just had a good marriage while it lasted. And let's see, defensive leaders. Of course, like I said, I don't like reading off the total tackles because I just feel like the stats are padded. So let's go with sacks. Nick Bosa is leading with 14.5 right now. And Matthew Judon from New England got 13. So those two guys are going to battle out to the end of the year. I think Nick Bosa could squeeze it out because he got a motor on him. And for top dog interceptions, C.J. Gardner-Johnson still has 6. Unfortunately, I don't think that will last because he had a lacerated kidney from a shot that he gave someone. So hopefully, you heal up pretty quickly. If you're out for the rest of the season, hey, take it easy. We'll hold it down until you get back. But next up is Tariq Woolen from Seattle. He has 6, so they're tied for 6 right now. Now, me personally, if I'm a former quarterback, if I know you got 6 interceptions, I'm definitely gonna stay away from you. If I ain't got to throw across your face, then I ain't. But in due time, we will see how this goes. But as for time, this is mine. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley, and I am out of here.
Yeah, all I know is get paper. All I do is shit major. Bought a condo on the top floor and the building's a skyscraper. Feeling like I'm Kobe, LeBron for the Lakers. Feeling like I'm Idris, Paul Walker.